Hey guys, Chad here from CNR Reviews. We got Ryan behind the camera today, and I want to do a final review on the Ruger Blackhawk. This is the convertible version of 357 Magnum and 9mm. I want to go ahead and talk to you about how well this firearm has performed. This is my very first revolver that I've ever owned. This is not the first one that we've shot on video by any means, but it's a little bit different, guys, than just having a semi-auto. And if you don't own a revolver, I recommend you guys go out and get one. Kind of apologize, guys, about being so red. I got sunburned like crazy in Washington, so bear with me on that.
Yeah, we're from Washington. We're not used to sun, so when it comes
out for 5 seconds and we're burnt.
Yeah.
So, anyways, like I said, this is the very first revolver that I've ever owned, and I'm very pleased with how well this firearm has done. Everybody who shot it has liked it. It has the ability to shoot 9mm rounds and 357 Magnum. Now, if you're familiar with a 357 revolver, you also know you can shoot 38 Special out of it. But what attracted me to it was that ability to shoot 9mm. When it comes to shooting firearms, I have a ton of 9mm that I usually shoot, semi-autos. And so when I found out that there was a revolver out there that could shoot 9mm, I was ecstatic. I had to have one. And I ended up paying a little bit much because I wasn't willing to wait. And I paid $530 for this pistol, or I'm sorry, this revolver. Sportco and Fife had these for, I want to say, $480, somewhere around there. But they didn't have any in stock. Sportsman's Warehouse did, and to be honest with you, I'm so pleased with it. I would have paid $600 for it. It's a very well-built revolver, and especially when you consider how much Smith & Wesson revolvers have gotten lately, guys, it's a steal. So let's go ahead and talk about what type of revolver this is. This revolver does not have the ability to flip out the cylinder. You have to load it with they actually have a loading door and ejection door. You pop it open, and then you can cycle the cylinder to load it. Or if you press this little lever back here, it actually will eject around. So let's go ahead and get this to the proper spot. And it'll push the casing or the full round out, and then you go on to the next one and do it again. I have added hoe grips to it, which make it considerably larger. It came with these little cheap plastic grips. And Ruger, come on. If I'm spending over $500 for a revolver, I expect something nice.
It's just some like Coca-Cola wood grips or
something. I mean, you'd think they sell enough of these things. They produce so many firearms, they can get a deal from someone. The hoe grip wasn't very expensive. I believe I paid around $20 for it. It installs kind of weird, so make sure you read the directions. But man, does it feel good, guys. It absorbs recoil so much, even the 357, you can't even tell. It is a heavy firearm, so be aware of that. And because of that, it helps with the recoil. To take down or to switch out the cylinder, you have to open up the little loading door. And then you have a little pin right here that you depress, and you pull out this pin right here to switch to the next cylinder. Whether that be the 9mm one or the 357. Let's go ahead and see if I can do this real quick. So you depress it, and you pull it out. It is kind of stubborn the first few times you do it. And there it is. And then you got the other cylinder. Now if you look inside of these two, you can tell which one is which by just seeing where the casing actually stops in the cylinder. Now with the 357, you can see it's really far down. On the 9mm version, it's a little bit further up. I wish I could show you guys on camera, but I don't think it'll pick it up that well. We don't have a good enough lighting in here to do it. Other than that, the firearm shoots the 357 Magnum just a little bit better, guys, to be honest with you. It is a lot more accurate with that 357 or 38 Special, whichever ammo you want to use inside of it. The 9mm, still accurate. You're still able to hit your target very easy, but it's not as accurate that I found as a 357. So just be aware of that. The only other thing I want to talk to you about with this firearm is the sights. They're just basic iron sights. They are fully adjustable, and you want to make sure you go out and get one of these little eyeglass flathead screwdrivers. It is worth its weight in gold. You can find them in a lot of places. And to be honest, as far as issues with this firearm, we haven't had any issues. I do have a small complaint though, and of course it's just something small, but the pin on the rear sight keeps slowly working its way out. So at some point it's going to pop out, and I don't want it to do it while I'm shooting. It pops right back in, but keep your eye on it because you don't want to lose it. I'm sure you can get a replacement part pretty easy from Ruger, but it's just something to be aware. As far as putting back in the new cylinder, go and drop it into place. You might have to wiggle it around a little bit to get this to seat back in. Let's see if we can do it on video here.
And guys, as you can clearly tell, it's not loaded.
There you go. Yep, and then close that door, you're ready to go again. Now, it being a single action revolver means that I cannot pull the trigger to make the firearm charge itself and then drop the hammer. So for the hammer to actually engage, does nothing. You have to charge the hammer and then pull the trigger. And by the way, trigger pull on this guy is phenomenal. It is so nice. I am so pleased with this revolver. Ryan and I have had a lot of fun. Some of my buddies, this is the very first time they've ever shot one like this, and they took it out. They kind of laughed at the goofy Hogue grip, and I know a lot of people will, but it just feels so nice in your hand. It's such a solid revolver. This is going to be one, guys, that I'm going to end up giving or passing down to my children. And if you watch the old spaghetti westerns and stuff, some of the very first spaghetti westerns, they had these single action revolvers. They load them real quick. I always wondered how they could get 16 shots out of it within about 5 seconds, because it takes a long time to load and unload and whatnot. And if you like to shoot a lot of rounds downrange, this makes you slow down, take your time. You just have less rounds to shoot. You have to slow it down in loading, slow it down reloading, and it's just something different. I really enjoyed it. So, Ryan, you got anything to add to this?
I love this gun, guys. This thing was very, very accurate. It makes you feel like a cowboy, you know, if you're from the city or something like that, you know. Try the whole fanning thing, you know, like Clint Eastwood does, you know.
And we did do a video
We
of that.
tried. It is harder than it looks, guys. Oh my God.
I can't do it. I suck at it.
The only thing that kind of bugged me on this revolver was the finish on the hammer.
And he means this shiny
And
part right here.
it comes shiny from the factory, but there was some little spots of corrosion, kind of like the same type of corrosion that we experienced on the Kimber Ultra Carry 2 barrel. And we tried to take some flits and a Dremel and polish that out, and you can't get close enough to the edge to get all of it without actually taking out the hammer, and that's a little bit more complicated than what the average shooter wants to get into. So that's the only thing that bothered me. It's not a big deal. It's more of just a cosmopolitan thing that I want the finish on my gun to be perfect if it's something this pretty. So that's the only thing. Otherwise, it shot fantastic. I love shooting this gun. It's very, very accurate, and having the interchangeable chambers is a really, really cool feature. So
guys, go out and buy one of these. That's all I got to say. They're awesome. It's just something different to shoot, and Ryan and I really recommend it. Thanks a lot for watching. This is Chad and Ryan from CNR Reviews. Have a good night.